It gets really tiring to just realize that money is all gone, just gone like that. And I'm trying to understand what exactly did I spend money on. I just got paid last week. I just got paid a few days ago. If this has ever been you, then I want you to stick to this video, because in this particular video, I'm going to be talking about what to do when your next paycheck arrives, when your next salary comes in, when you hear the alert on your phone. What should you do next? So in this particular video, I'm going to give you different things you should do, steps you should take, things you should take note of when it comes to your money. And I'm going to start from the very beginning, because there's some of us that are very new to this, while others, cousins, that already know a few of these things. But for those that are just joining for the first time, I want to say thank you for stopping by on this channel. What we talk about here is money. We talk about money on this channel: budgeting, saving, investing, personal finance as a whole. So if this is something you're interested in, please click on the subscribe button right now, and most importantly, turn on the notification bell so you do not miss any other new video that's going to be coming out. So if you're a returning subscriber, let me call you cousin, because now we are family members. We know each other on a higher level. So I want to show you what to do when your next paycheck comes in. It is really important to take note of this. So usually it starts from before the paycheck comes in. So if you've been here for a while, you would have known about how I talk about how to always track your expenses and know what you're spending your money on, because it is really important to have control of your money. Because this year we want to be Elon Musk, we want to be among the top richest people in the world. That is the goal. So you need to start taking our finances really serious. You need to start taking our numbers really seriously. So you need to know what you're spending money most on. You need to know if it's food, if it's transportation, if it's your electricity bill, if it's your water bill, if it's whatever bill. You just need to know all of that, and this actually helps you to plan towards what comes in and what goes out. So we already know that, okay, the next paycheck, the next salary contains this amount of money, but do you know what you spend that money on? So this is where you're going to start from. Number one, I need you to go back to your previous month, just in case you earn monthly. If you earn bi-weekly or you earn weekly, I need you to go back to what your expenses has been for the previous week, or for the previous 2 weeks, or for the previous month. I want you to go through to understand what you spend money on. And if you're very new, I would advise that going forward, you either use an Excel sheet, your phone, or a paper and pen to track your expenses, because it is really important to know if you're spending too much on food, if you're spending too much on an online subscription, if you're spending too much on flexing, on taking yourself out, on giving yourself a good time. You really need to know what exactly is taking all of your money. So I want you to have this at the back of your mind, that okay, you need to know what your expenses actually are. So once you already have this sorted out, before your next paycheck, you should go through your numbers. You should understand that, okay, this is what I spent money on last week. This was the unexpected expenses that came in. This was the amount of money I was able to save. This was the amount of money I was able to repay back as my debt. You need to have all of these figures in place, so that when you're making your new budget for the upcoming paycheck, it is way easier and seamless. All you just do is update the numbers, go through it, and balance it up. It is really that easy. So as soon as you've gone through your previous number, your previous month, previous week, or previous 2 weeks on what you spent, so the next thing I need you to do is make a budget. Cousin, know how important having a budget is. A budget is just you telling your money where to go. It's not a restrictive tool. It is not something that's telling you don't spend money. No, it is you taking total control of your money. So I want you to have a budget. How to make a budget? I've made a video on how to make a budget. You can just quickly check through the card to watch it. And if you don't want to go through the hustle of having to do it all by yourself, I'm going to drop the link in the description on a budgeting template that you can easily just buy, download, and fill in your figures, because you already know what your expenses are like. And if you don't, you can also use that budgeting template to start a new way of understanding where your money goes and tell your money where to go. Most importantly, telling your money where to go. So you really need to know how to make use of a budget. so that when your next paycheck comes in, you already understand that, okay, my needs, my bills, my debt, my savings are so and so amount, are this particular amount of money. Yes, so this is really important for you. So now that we've gone through what our previous expenses were, what our budget was, and what it should be, it is payday. What do you do on payday? Immediately your money comes in. I want you to dance. I want you to celebrate. I want you to be so happy that finally the money that you worked hard for has already hit your account. And once you're done that dancing and celebrating, you might want to take yourself out for a little me time where you go through what you've already done, like the expenses and then the budget. I want you to take you used your phone, or you used a journal, or you used an app. I want you to take that out, take yourself out to a very cool, calm place where you can get yourself a drink and go through the numbers and evaluate what exactly you've done and how well you have done. And if you have a plan, a goal, a financial plan, I want you to match that up to see how well you are doing, because this is going to help you to remain prudent and also remain consistent. Because if you have a goal already in mind and you can see where you're going, it is way easier for you to stick to the plan, to stick to those goals. So take yourself out. You don't need to spend a lot of money. How much is a cup of coffee? How much is a cup of tea? How much is a cup of drink that you cannot get yourself? You worked for this money. Please use it to take care of yourself. So you need to go out on a date with yourself. So this is going to be like a money date, and it will be a very beautiful routine for you. And you walk through those numbers, and match it up with your goals, match it up with your income, and you're good to go. Immediately you're done with that, it is time to dispense the cash. Okay, so I had to do a dance there because this is the beautiful part. Because when you have your budget already sorted out, it's easier to dispense cash with peace of mind, knowing that, okay, you have done this for yourself, by yourself. So how do we start dispensing our cash? First and foremost, you worked for this money. I believe that you should pay yourself first. How can you pay yourself first? You can either pay yourself first by saving or investing, doing something worthwhile for yourself. This money that you worked for, it took you 7 days, or it took you 14 days, or it took you 30 days to get this money. So what will be the evidence in coming months that you did this much work if you do not save, if you do not invest? So you should have like a portion to always set aside for saving. If you watch my video on how to manage your money, you would understand what I mean, because by the time you're done paying all of these bills, it's almost impossible to have money left for saving, except that you're really doing a very comfortable job and your income is way above your expenses. Then it makes a lot of sense to do all of your bills first. But if your income is you're still struggling among your income and your expenses, then the first thing to do is to dedicate an amount of money that's going to go to your savings or your investment account. As soon as you're done with that, we can now move to the next item on the list, which is to make sure that you pay your bills, your most important bills, those bills that are not negotiable. Some of them would include things like your electricity bill, your transportation, your feeding, that's for food, groceries. Set that money aside. So this is the point where you might need to have like multiple accounts, so you know that, okay, I'm stashing up this amount of money into this account, and when I need to get food, when I need to get fuel, when I need to pay my bill as and when it is due, I just go there, pick out the cash, and I'm good to go. When you are done with the most important set of bill, the thing you would need to do is to pay up your debt. So I feel like a debt is supposed to be like an important part of your bill, because if you're someone who is trying to clear off your debt, it is very important that you pay off your debt as soon as possible. So you might already have a plan to pay up your debt and already written out all of the debt in hierarchy in order of how important it is or how the interest loan is. So you want to take out that amount of money and return it back to the debt account or to whatever account that you are paying your debt to. Let us recap what we've done so far. Initially, we started with checking out what we spent money on. After checking out what we spent money on, we made sure to check that, okay, we are on track with our budget and making a new budget. Immediately we've done that, we've checked out, taking ourselves out on a money date. A money date where we're going to be looking at how to dispense the money and dispense it in the right area. First is saving or investing a portion of your income. The next is paying those mandatory bills, those very, very important bills. Then the next is to pay off a portion of your debt that you're already assigned that you're going to be paying as at when your income comes in. The next on the list, the last but not the least, is to allocate money for taking care of yourself, for spoiling yourself. So this actually would be like your wants, part of where you take yourself out. You have an account for spoiling yourself, going out, dinner dates, and all of that. So I'm sorry that I had to put taking care of yourself, like going out, last. This is most preferable to have this at the back because it's very, very important for you to pay up those your mandatory bills first, so that at the end of the days you don't end up running into emergencies for no just reason. Most of your mandatory bills, like those recurring bills that always comes up, should be paid first so that you are settled, you're rest assured that you're good. And when it comes to the point where your money seems like it's no longer enough, by the time you're done paying the bills, there's nothing left, it is very, very important for you to now start looking at different side hustle ideas you might want to do. And I think I'm going to be linking up a video to side hustle ideas that you can try as a 9-to-5er or as whatever. You can just try out side hustles. So you see why the reason, from what I just said, you see that it's actually very important for you to have your savings, which is pay yourself first, or your investment first, because this is you having a financial plan whereby you're putting your future self first. You are prioritizing yourself because you worked for this money. You should enjoy this money. So keeping it for those goals, those plans that you have, probably is to build a house, probably is to go into real estate, probably that next thing is to open a big business or a conglomerate, whatever you want to do. Just make sure that you're putting these dreams first and you're planning and you're building towards them. So it's very good for you to have financial plans, and it's also very good for you to have like a guide as to what you're going to be doing with your money when the paycheck enters. Once the salary lands, once it gets into your account, once it is credited by the employer. So this is actually a very good guide on what to do when you get your next salary, and I hope that you're going to be practicing it. So cousin, I've given you tips, tricks that are very, very instrumental to your financial journey. Do let me know if you found anything new here, if you're going to be sharing with your friends, and also do leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'm going to be responding with the speed of light. So I'm going to be seeing you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, most importantly share, most importantly comment on this video so it can help YouTube push the video out to more people that would need the video. And I'm going to see you very soon. Bye for now, cousin.